I'm Sadler Kilgo.
And I'm Harley Garrett. Today we'll be reporting about the history and attractions to visit while in Atlanta.
Atlanta is the capital of Georgia and it's in Fulton County.
Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport is the busiest airport in the world. Now we're going to talk about history of Atlanta.
It's Indian territory before white settlers came in.
Atlanta was first a railroad junction named Marthasville in honor of the governor's daughter.
It was named Atlanta in 1845 and burnt down in the Civil War.
The city symbol of Atlanta is a phoenix. Atlanta was rebuilt and the city flourished. There is a bronze monument which symbolizes Atlanta's rise from the ashes of the Civil War to become a prosperous city.
Margaret Mitchell wrote the famous book Gone with the Wind in Atlanta. It was published in 1936. There is a Gone with the Wind museum north of Atlanta.
Atlanta was the home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a major civil rights center. He led nonviolent protests for the rights of African Americans during the 1950s and 1960s.
Atlanta hosted the 1996 Olympic Games. There were several sports introduced for the first time as an Olympic sport in Atlanta. These new categories were softball, mountain biking, and beach volleyball. One tragic event that occurred during the Olympic Games in Atlanta was a terrorist bombing in Centennial Park, which killed one person and injured 111 more. It's time to wrap up history and dive into attractions.
If you are a fan of jogging, then you might enjoy the multi-use Trail Path 400. The world's largest drive-in restaurant is in Atlanta.
It's called the Varsity. The restaurant is 90 years old and covers 5 acres in downtown Atlanta. It was founded by a Georgia Tech dropout in 1928 who had his own hot dog stand. The restaurant now holds 800 people and the parking lot holds 600 cars. They're known for their phrase, "What do you have? What do you have?"
The Atlanta Zoo has a variety of animals, such as lions, tigers, bears,
Oh, wow.
ostriches, snakes, and pandas, to name a few. They have rare animals such as lemurs. Tickets for kids are around $20 and adults are around $28 each. If you buy a city pass, you can visit 6 Atlanta attractions at a much reduced rate.
The Fox Theater was built in the 1920s. It's super fancy. It can seat 4,665 people in the auditorium. They show over 150 shows each year. They even have weddings at the Fox.
Ooh la la. The Georgia Aquarium is the second largest aquarium in the world. The Georgia Aquarium holds more than 10 million gallons of water. Over 1 million guests visited within the first year, and now more than 2 million people visit each year.
Some of the animals you will see while you visit the Georgia Aquarium are the African penguins, whale sharks, beluga whales, and southern sea otters. The website georgiaaquarium.org has several webcams where you can actually watch some of the animals live.
We watched a beluga whale, piranhas, and penguins. It was super cool.
The World of Coca-Cola is a museum in Atlanta, which opened on August 3rd, 1990 at Underground Atlanta and at a new location at Pemberton Place in 2007. Over 24 million guests have toured the museum.
Visitors at the Coke Museum can take pictures with the Coca-Cola polar bear. You can even see the bottling process.
Yeah, and it was invented by John Pemberton in 1886. There's a 132-year-old secret recipe. At the World of Coca-Cola Museum, visitors can get close to the vault that holds a secret formula for Coca-Cola. There are 100 different beverages made by Coca-Cola that you can sample at the World of Coke. You get a free Coke
Any flavor.
at the end of the tour.
Now we are going to jump into sports.
Atlanta is home to the College Football Hall of Fame. It was established in 1951 to showcase famous coaches and players as positive role models for future generations. The Hall of Fame is located in Atlanta on Marietta Street.
It is a 95,000 square foot facility with a 45-yard indoor football field. It has over 50 exhibits and lots of information about the greatest players and coaches in college football history. There's a 3-story helmet wall holding 768 helmets.
The Atlanta Braves is a Major League Baseball team based in Atlanta. It is the oldest baseball team in the major leagues. It began in Boston in 1871 and was originally called the Boston Red Stockings. They're also known as the Boston Bean-Eaters, Boston Braves, and Milwaukee Braves before moving to Atlanta in 1966.
They won the World Series in 1995 against the Cleveland Indians. Their other World Series titles were in 1914 and 1957. Hank Aaron was a famous player on the team from 1954 to 1976.
They have a harsh rivalry with the New York Mets. The Atlanta Falcons professional football team was founded in 1965. They are part of the NFC, National Football Conference, and the National Football League, better known as the NFL. Their first winning season was under coach Norv Hecker. They play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Famous football star Brett Favre spent his first year of the NFL in Atlanta. The announcer mispronounced his last name, calling him
Brett Favre!
The Atlanta Falcons were also fans of MC Hammer, making Too Legit to Quit their team song. The Atlanta Hawks, a basketball team which is part of the NBA, was founded in 1946. They were first called the Buffalo Bisons and were also called the Tri-Cities Blackhawks until 1951. They changed their name to the Hawks and moved to Atlanta in 1968.
Let's jump into our last subject, education.
Pun intended.
Georgia Tech was founded in 1885 and is based in Atlanta. There were only 84 male students in the first class. Now there are 26,806 undergraduate students at Georgia Tech. Their sports teams are called the Yellow Jackets. That's all, folks.
Bye. See you later.